So, just a year after the loss of the Film Council, this marks another blow to British cinema. But it's not one they'll accept here without a fight. Lucy Cotter, Sky News.
Well, Robin O'Donoghue is a former director of Twickenham Studios. He's here now. Very good afternoon to you, Robin. Thanks for coming in. Tell us about the work that you did there.
Well, I started there as a young boy, 19 years old, and worked there for 25 years. And started off as a trainee working on Roman Polanski's first films in England, Repulsion and Cul-de-sac. Then on to the Beatles films were going on at that time as well. I very quickly and luckily moved into the re-recording theatre there alongside the then head of sound, Jerry Humphries, who was a fantastic head of sound. He's no longer with us now, unfortunately. And we would mix 10, 12 films a year. And there's probably 20 years this went on successfully. It was a fantastic period. The likes of Richard Attenborough, Dick Lester, Richard Lester, Sidney Lumet, Joseph Losey, Tony Richardson, the list goes on and on. And there came a period when I was given my own theatre, so I started to mix in my own theatre and did Kenneth Branagh's first film, Henry V. And we had a wonderful client base of directors who would come again and again every year.
What's so special about this place? Special,
it's tiny. It's in a wonderful part of London. St Margaret's, no one's heard of St Margaret's. They've heard of Twickenham, which is near, and Richmond, of course, Richmond-on-Thames. It's a beautiful area. It has one great asset. It's right on the railway line, so you can hop on a train and go into Waterloo very quickly. There's good restaurants everywhere. But the main thing was it was a friendly family studio. And it became a family studio in 1976 when the present owners, Mustafa Akkad, bought the studio. A wonderful man, and unfortunately he was killed in a bomb in 2005. So that is the family now which wants to sell it.
Because it's not making any money. It made a loss last year, didn't it?
I don't know enough about the books. It always used to make money. Things have changed. The present management are doing their best. But we had some stars there. We had Guido Cohen, who was the original managing director, who was a fantastic guy. And producers and directors would come in for lunch just to socialise with Guido. We had Jerry Humphries, a very charismatic sound recording engineer and head of sound. You had me, eventually. And we had a great client base. And people would come from all around the world. We had Bruce Sparrows from Australia. We mixed the first stereophonic Indian film, which is still running today, called Sholay. If any Indian will remember and knows Sholay now. I mean, people would come from India, as I said, America. So it worked well. And we were just seeing in that report that it still is a working studio, and some of the big films that we've seen out this year, they've had work done there. No, it's tragic. It's tragic. So, but it is a very well-equipped studio. It is not that tired. I was visiting there. I took a party to say goodbye to it. 60 of us went there recently to say goodbye to it. It is there for someone to take over. Do you think it will be saved? We have Vince Cable, the business secretary, on a short time ago, who was saying that he's putting pressure on the local council, although the government can't actually do anything. There is pressure on the council to say that this can't be used. It has to be used to employ people and not as for housing, which is what it suggested it will be. Prompted by this interview today, I think it's 3 miles from where we are now. Has Sky considered buying it? What a fantastic thing for Sky. Save Twickenham and invest in film. And you have a platform here. You could help young British filmmakers. The site, asset value on that site is not going to change. It's going to appreciate. Well, you never know, Robin, if any of the bosses are watching. It's not in my control, unfortunately. Robin O'Donoghue, thank you for talking to us about the Twickenham Film Studios. Thank you. This is Sky News. Coming up, pubs in peril, how landlords are having to find new ways to pull in the punters.